Nolvus is finally out of beta. So today is a pretty big day. I'm going to be testing out the stable release of Nolvus version 6 today. And for those of you that don't know what Nolvus is a massive mod list for Skyrim that includes everything from visual enhancements to different quests mods to changes in the UI to skill-based mods, combat mods, changes in animations, survival mods, crafting mods, economy mods, followers, legacy of the Dragonborn, you name it. This has just about everything that you can think of. And today I'm going to be doing a full visual showcase of Nolvus version 6, as well as doing a full performance test with the newly added frame generation that was just added to the stable release of this mod list. All right, so here we are on the Discord page, and this is actually pretty cool. This is a tribute to the 14th anniversary of Skyrim. They decided to release Nolvus version 6 out of beta on the same day as it was released 14 years ago. That's kind of cool. One of the biggest changes that they added, like I'd mentioned earlier, is the ENB Frame Generation. I'll be testing this out later on my 5090, see what kind of performance we can get out of it. And here's some of the tips and tricks in order to make sure that it's enabled. Again, we'll go through this later on during some of the gameplay. One of the other big additions is the For Honor and Smooth Moveset OAR integration. So this should change a lot of the animations and whatnot in this game. Counter, parry attack, different attack animations, and should just make the gameplay look a lot smoother overall. And then another thing that was added is the alternate perspective mod. So no longer are they using the original start, they're using alternate perspective, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's a little more user-friendly and gives you the option to start where you want to start. And then a few things to keep in mind, this will require a new game save, so it's not going to be compatible with 6.0.14 beta. They've changed some of the keybinds here for the stances. F1 through 4 are your stances. Then you can go through, there's a full change log. We'll go check that out in a second here. But the last thing I wanted to mention is, as I'm making this video, we're going to be downloading actually 6.0.16, and there's just a few minor bugs that changed in that one for stability and gameplay fixes. So if you want to go check out some of the change logs here, you can go to that link. And these are all of the things that have changed in the stable release of Nolvus. And running through this list of changes, some of the things that kind of jumped out at me that weren't shown on that main page of all the main fixes was they got rid of the enhanced blood textures in favor of a different mod framework here. There have been a few Lux changes, and Cabbage ENB has been updated, as well as the Nolvus Reshade preset. So should be slightly different in terms of visuals. And scrolling down here, some of the big changes I saw is they removed Sky Climb in favor of Sky Parkour. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do a complete fresh install of this just to make sure that everything is running correctly. You can update from the beta, but I'm just going to do a fresh installation here. So let's go and launch our Nolvus dashboard. All right, so here we are in the graphics and performance options, and I'm not exactly sure why, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. Might have to restart my computer, but all my text was really tiny. So I'm just going to zoom in on this screen here, and that should make it easier for you guys to see. But in terms of what we're going to be installing, I have a pretty nice system with a 5090 and a 9800 X3D and 32 gigs of RAM. So I will be running today the Ultimate preset, as well as the SR Exterior Cities. So what the SR Exterior Cities does is no loading time when entering or exiting major cities. They only recommend turning this on if you have quite a bit of VRAM. I believe a 4090 could run this mod, and also a 5090 like my system. And going through here, I want to keep it at 2160p. That's my native resolution of my monitor. And then this is the new option right here. This was not in previous versions, is the frame generation option. I am actually going to turn that on because I do want to test out the frame generation today, see how well it works in the new version. So everything looks good to me. I got the Ultimate preset on with 4K, trees around and inside cities, towns highly overhauled, SR Exterior Cities turned on, and then the frame gen, and everything else is maxed out. So let's go ahead and hit continue. And I'm not going to be going through this entire installation guide. If you guys want to see a tutorial on how to fully install Nolvus, I will put a link of a video down below. It was my first Nolvus video. In the very beginning of that video, I went through an entire installation guide of essentially how to install the dashboard, to how to set up all your folders, and then all the installation options in the dashboard as well. And this is where you can pick your ENB. I typically like to just use Cabbage, but depending on, some people like the cause. Amon Reborn. Oh, that's a new one, I think. I've never seen that one before. I think that's been replaced with the Pico. So you can change your ENB. Like I said, I'm just going to stick with Cabbage. I think that one looks the best for my personal preferences. And the next thing to keep in mind is you will most likely need Nexus Premium in order to install this mod list. So unfortunately, if you don't have Nexus Premium, you might just have to pay for a month and then cancel it. Go ahead and hit start. We're going to let it do its thing and then come back when it's done, do a little gameplay, showcase some of the visuals, check out some of the combat, as well as do a performance test of Nolvus with frame generation activated at 4K with a 5090 graphics card. All right, so here we are in game, and I actually had a quick crash there when I first started this. I had an auto-saving issue where it kind of froze up on me, so I'm not sure if autosave might need to be disabled, but for right now it's running okay. One thing to keep in mind, you can see there in the top right that there's a bunch of mods that are loading in. Before you exit this room, you want to make sure that all of those mods have fully loaded into your system. So right now we're in the alternate perspective mod, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this. You can essentially take whatever is in this room. I can put my hands away here. Take these apples, this sparkling note. Okay, this is like part of the mod itself. Okay, so I actually don't know if I've seen that before. And anyway, you can take pretty much everything in here. I don't know if you really need to, but we're going to take this cheese. And then does look like, oh, cool. Looks like you start out with 1,000 septums and a lockpick. Go check to see what's over here. Might as well take the gear that you're going to use. No, I actually probably just going to go with the light armor here. There's a bunch of things you can take. That is quite a filled wardrobe. And sometimes you'll take all this stuff and then you'll leave and none of it shows up with you. So there's a possibility that happens. And it does look like some of those mods are still loading in. So we might as well check out some of this other stuff. See if they got like looking for a steel katana. I guess we'll just stick with the standard katana. Okay. And might as well take some arrows and a bow as well. Okay. And then it looks like there's a bunch of bells over here too. Wow. 300. Oh no. 40 of 300 that you can take. I see. So might as well just take everything there. And all right, looks like everything has finally loaded in correctly. Let's go talk to our dragon.
Speak and fulfilled your destiny.
So, let's see what we got here. You can do random, none. So I think none just essentially starts you, it says in the Helgen's Inn. So that's probably like your default, I'm assuming. Oh, they got all kinds of things you can do here. Be a werewolf, vampire, out in the wilderness, regular inn. This is what I typically just do. I like to just start in Riverwood so I can take a look at the visuals here. And once we leave, I'll show you guys some things on the frame generation mod. So, I think... I don't know if that actually ended up working. Regular inn. He didn't, like, confirm anything. Huh, okay. Weird. So let's go out to Sleeping Giant. So this is the inn in Riverwood. This all looks pretty similar. Really solid parallax effect going on here. One of my favorites, actually. Solid fires. The room itself just looks awesome. The whole thing. Why is this guy on a table? What are you doing, dude?
What are you staring at?
Are you listening?
Hard
Check
not
out
to.
some of the
The ale is going bad. We need to
NPCs.
get a new batch. Did you hear me?
There's Delphine.
Going bad.
I guess
That's
you don't have
right,
potatoes
guys.
in your
It's
ears after all.
Delphine.
Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon.
All right, let's go outside and then we'll mess around with some of the ENB settings here. All right, here we go. A little rain right now. Oh, you can pick your religion. Just stick with one of the standard ones. I always lose my religion anyway because I don't pray enough here, so. Wow, this is cool. This is your rain. Pretty intense. And let's just clear up the rain real quick.
Frostbite spider rain. Oh yeah? And what would you rather do?
Wow,
How about
this seems really intense to me. Like
no
the
fair.
lighting
Get him,
seems
Stone.
really bright. Huh, interesting. It looks pretty good, but it almost looks like maybe a little too bright, to be honest. Interesting. So anyway, let's go ahead and check out those ENB settings in the frame generation. So in order to activate the frame generation mod, you will have to go over here under performance. And then right here, you can see the frame generation. It says it's enabled. So everything should be working correctly. And one thing to keep in mind is standard overlays like MSI Afterburner paired with Riva Statistics Tuner don't typically work with the frame generation. And I don't think it's going to work for me here. Let's see if I try to turn it on. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be activating. So what we can do is use our NVIDIA overlay. The NVIDIA overlay should actually work. So if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, for me, I can just press Alt-R and then get that overlay to come up here. And I can immediately tell it's working because we're getting 135 FPS, which is awesome. And yeah, you can see in the top right there, it's getting about 136. Now, this doesn't seem to me to be a true 2x, because typically with my system, I get about 100 FPS to like, well, 90 to 100 FPS at 4K resolution with a 5090 graphics card and a 9800 X3D. And man, I don't know, something does seem a little weird. Like this seems just so overly bright to me. See if we change the time of the day, if it changes a little bit. I guess that was middle of the day at 12 o'clock, but I do think that some of the brightness settings need to be turned down a little bit. But anyway, this is Riverwood, and it does look pretty good overall. Go ahead and check out some of the water. Oh wow, check that out. The really cool water mod. It's actually one of my favorites. Some people seem to think it looks a little too blue. I kind of like it. Kind of think it looks cool. And then this is looking the other direction here, away from the city, with your reflection going on in the mountain. I mean, that does look really good to me. And about 154 FPS. So yeah, that mean this should really help people with systems that are kind of struggling to run this mod list originally, because now with your frame generation mod, you should be able to max out your performance in this game. Oh, well, this was an oversight. I did not equip any of my light armor or anything here. Let's see. I guess I forgot to take like a helmet or something. All right, let's get him. That was kind of weird. When I slashed him, it like didn't make any noise. I mean, there it did. It actually made a noise there. That could be a problem with the frame generation, to be honest. Go ahead and put our sword away. We're going to be going into Whiterun, if you're familiar. Check out some of these other visuals around here, and this actually does look different compared to the beta. Even some of these like trees and whatnot look different to me. It almost looks like it's a different season. Wow. Pretty solid. All right, this is coming down through here, and you can see that the grass looks absolutely awesome, and we're still getting over 100 FPS at 4K with the grass, which is pretty solid, honestly. Okay, got a little fog going on here. A little aggressive, actually.
Victory's yours, I submit.
What? What's going on here? They already get that giant? Looks like it. Didn't even see it coming down the hill. Alright, let's go into Whiterun here. Yeah, it's still maintaining about 100 FPS. And I think without frame generation prior, I was getting about 80 through here. So, like I said, it's not a true 2x, but it is going to help out your performance overall. Well, we got that nice parallax stone effect. I don't think they're going to stop me here. I guess we'll see what happens. Nope. And I have the SR Exterior Cities mod installed, so when I open these doors, everything just loads in perfectly.
We'll pay whatever it
No
takes.
loading screens between cities. And that is a mod that you need quite an extensive amount of VRAM for. And unfortunately, I can't use my standard overlay, and I can't actually even see how much... Let's actually go look at that real quick, because I want to see if I can see how much VRAM I'm actually using here. It's your VRAM clock. I mean, I already know what the VRAM clock is running at. Some of these ones we can actually disable because it's just going to add a little extra clutter. None of this is relevant with Skyrim. Fan speed, usage. Yeah, I don't even see where it's showing me how much VRAM is using. Huh. That seems like a pretty big oversight for NVIDIA. But anyway, I'm assuming that this is running over 20 gigs with my VRAM right now, with that mod installed. And yeah, this looks pretty solid. Let's actually go ahead and brighten up the day. I want to see if we have the same issue that we did in Riverwood with the lighting, because that was kind of intense. And actually, it seems like it's fixed over here. The lighting seems fine in Whiterun. But for some reason, that first load in, man, it was just super bright.
Been pilfering crops from my farm.
I know your family's on
And,
this.
you know, it might be, honestly, it might be a little brighter. And I'm wondering if that is the update with cabbage.
I can't get the sword on my own.
Wow, that was a huge stutter. What the hell is going on there?
Nose buried so far up the Emperor's backside. You won't be laughing when the
Huh, interesting. But now it's smoothed out. But we have that one big stutter, and that is not ideal. Kind of takes you out of the immersion breaking. But let's go check out Arcadia's shop. Maybe not. She's still asleep. Let's try to knock. Dang it, Arcadia. It's 1 o'clock. Where is she? Huh. locked for a reason. That's what he just said. 2 o'clock. I mean, I don't understand where she is. All right, let's try to go to Belthor's here. Belthor's is open. That's very strange.
Just about everybody in here.
I actually haven't been in here in a while. So these shops in Whiterun are all very extensive. So they've got like full upstairs. So this one, for example, you go over here, you can go upstairs. It's got like this full upstairs area with the glowing potions that always look awesome. Actually, those are different. Those are the ones I've seen in Mages and Vikings. Pretty cool. Does he have more of these in the back? Go look at them. Why are there so many people in here?
Tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
This is ridiculous. All right, we had to jump through the window. All right, here we go. Yeah, these are different. Oh, those are so cool looking. I love that like moving effect that they got going on. Just looks so cool. It's a nice touch. Nice touch. All right, did everyone finally leave? Why are there so many people in here? Actually, I don't think I've ever been back here. It goes out to Skyrim. What's in here? Oh, I thought it was like a Daedric heart. I was like, that might be something worth trying to steal at some point, but it is not. All right, let's try one more time to get into Arcadia's shop. It is a really cool shop, and I don't really understand why it would be closed. Okay, here we go. Maybe just a small glitch, but now Arcadia's is open.
Stock of potions and alchemy reagents.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite shops, honestly. So it's got like this full... Oh, even that looks really cool. I don't think that was there before. But yeah, it's got this full like main level here. And then you've got yourself like this Harry Potter looking basement. Yeah, it's really cool, honestly. And it's got this little back room. Doing some testing back here. Whoa, easy. Easy there. She almost fell flat on her face. Trying to see what I was doing. Dang. Alright, let's go upstairs too. She's gonna like run after me, watch. Yeah, so this is like the little upstairs area. Like this is all so cool up here. Alright. I don't think she's seen me yet. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, she's got her eye on me. All right, let's go check out one more place. Check out that weapons shop at the very front, and then we'll go check out some other areas. And actually, this is starting to look way better. I do think there was some kind of weird thing going on with the lighting in Riverwood, but this is starting to look awesome. And there are like a lot of NPCs, and they all end up going to all these shops too.
Got something for just about everybody in here.
So yeah, this is a pretty cool place as well. Look at those fires. And performance-wise, I haven't been really taking a huge look at that lately, but we are getting about 170 FPS. The 5090 at 4K. Okay, this goes out to Skyrim. I thought there was like a downstairs area here. Oh yeah, right here. Like a full downstairs. Little storage area. Yeah, all of these buildings, like I said, are really extensive, especially in Whiterun area. All really cool. The whole thing. Can you imagine living here? You got your office right here. Fire. King-size bed. It'd be the life, right? All right. Go back upstairs. Yeah, this whole town is just really well done. The whole thing. Even like this little pathway up here has all been redone from scratch. The whole city just looks absolutely awesome, including the roads with the parallax effect. And it is running pretty nicely. It looks like we're getting about 125 Well, let's do our quick benchmark test that we normally do. I like to line up to the bottom of Breeze Home, kind of look at the sky here and see what kind of performance I'm getting. And it looks like about 146 to 137. There it goes, dipping way down. Interesting. I don't know what that's about. I tried to clear all my background processes, so I don't think it was anything like that. But anyway, it's kind of running around like about 140 for our benchmark here. And then one last benchmark I like to check out is kind of looking down this hallway like this. And 138, 140. Typically I see about like 80 to 70. And this is with, like I said, that frame generation mod installed. And that uses FSR 3.1, the open source version for AMD, to generate frame generation. And the really cool thing about that mod is that it uses AMD's official implementation, and the latency is next to none, even with the frame generation mod installed. So it's a really, really cool mod to check out. So, all right, let's go ahead and check out another area here. Or you know what? While we're over here, just to hit two birds with one stone, let's do our grass test. This is where I like to run through the grass and just see what kind of performance we're getting going through this field right here. Because grass in any Skyrim mod list is one of the biggest hits to performance. And yeah, it looks really good. And we're getting about 104 FPS with that frame generation mod installed. Pretty solid. Pretty solid all around. And this just looks so awesome. Really does. This is one of my favorite all-time mod lists, is Nolvus. It actually might be my favorite mod list. Let's go to Solitude, and one thing I did want to check out, we are still testing out that SR Exteriors mod, because last time I ran this, I was having some problems with the performance. However, I do think I had a rogue background process going on while I was recording. And another thing to keep in mind, a lot of you guys mentioned that you thought it was my recording software that was causing the performance problems. However, I actually use a dual PC setup to record this footage, so I essentially offload all of the overhead for the recording to a separate computer, so it couldn't have been that. But anyway, we are coming up on Solitude, and I can already tell this is running way better. And you can see that the Open Exteriors mod is installed because we can see right into Solitude. Oh, I'm sorry. We got one more door to go. I thought the door was actually open. But no, it should still run the same way here, where we just hit E, and it's just going to open directly into Solitude with 0 loading screens. Absolutely awesome. Oh man,
Pardon me.
Not this lady.
You look like a fighter. Do you think you can help me out with something?
I'm just trying to look at your town. Stop it. She's really tall. Like really tall, man. I think that's an added quest, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so here's Solitude. I'm actually, well, actually no, we haven't done a night test yet. What time is it right now? Okay, so it's about 12 a.m., so this is about as dark as it's going to get. And honestly, it's not too crazy dark. I mean, I would expect it to be a little darker at midnight. But let's go ahead and go to the next day and just see, A, if we can get a different starscape. B, if it gets a little darker. Actually, let's just stop it right there. That'll give us about 9, 10. Let's actually go to 10. 10's typically the darkest part of the day. We didn't get a different skyscape here.
A method to your madness, and your madness is the method.
Let's go see if the Legacy of the Dragonborn Museum is installed. Yep, it does look like it is. So if you go in here, this is a new building where you can actually do all of the Dragonborn Gallery quests. And you will have to like start the quest by talking to this guy first.
I'm sorry, the museum is currently closed until
And yeah, I don't really want to go through all that dialogue. He talks for a while.
I'm sorry. The
Oh my
museum
gosh.
is currently closed until further
No,
notice.
yep, got it. But anyway, if you talk to that guy, you can start the Legacy of the Dragonborn, where you start collecting things and you add it to the museum. So that's a new addition. I think that's the 6.0, I believe, of Legacy of the Dragonborn. All right, let's brighten up the day. And I know you guys tell me to always use like a console command to brighten up the day. Personally, I like to just use the wait timer because sometimes that can affect the weather in the game. And it can essentially, if you're forcing the weather to do something that the game engine's not like expecting, it can cause some weird issues with fog and everything. So I like to just use the wait timer. And you know, actually, I'm kind of noticing it again. It does seem like the brightness is cranked up a little bit with this new cabbage ENB. Maybe just a little too much. Not to say it doesn't look good. I mean, this looks absolutely awesome. Honestly.
I'm content to serve.
And we're getting, what's the performance here? 150. Oh, they just jumped down as soon as I said it to 100. Kind of jumping from like 100 to like 150.
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Gotta go.
The letter of the bear claw. Okay. I don't know if I've had that encounter yet. I mean, or at least not in a while. All of this just looks so good. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, the frame generation mod is running amazingly. I can't even honestly tell that it's like frame gen versus like no frame gen. It feels really, really smooth. And like I said, almost zero latency for input latency. From what I can tell, at least. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to another area. Go ahead and check out Riften, because I also want to check out, like I said, that XR Exteriors mod to see if we still have loading screens. All right, here's a little different Starscape. Man, I am having some problems with the NPCs all talking over each other. That seems to be a very common issue in most mod lists that I've reviewed, where there's like added dialogue options. Everyone just starts just like yapping over each other, and it's really distracting. Maul, what's going on, dog?
You and Riften looking for trouble?
Yo, dog, what up? Yeah, dog, just passing through, dog.
Well, I got news for you. There's nothing to see here. Last thing the Black
Oh,
Briars need is some
yeah,
stranger
I got
sticking
you.
their nose where it doesn't belong. The Black
Who are
Briars
the
have
Black
Riften in their
Bears?
pocket, and the Thieves Guild watching their back. So keep your nose out. Me, I'm Maul. I watch the
Alright,
streets for
let's
him.
just ignore him.
Walk away.
I'm really getting tired.
What
of your
up,
excuses.
Sapphire?
When you borrowed the money, you said
I
you'd
like
pay it
this
back on time
version
for
of
double the
Sapphire.
usual fee.
I know
I don't have any business with you, so get out.
Don't have any business with you. I like Riften at night. It looks really solid. That being said, let's check out Riften during the day. Okay, this looks good. Check out the water. Ooh, water looks interesting. Actually, no, it looks fine. It's just a little reflective. Oh boy. We got everyone trying to talk over each other. Alright, let's go over here. And also... What's up, Kayleen? I'm sure I'm saying all these names wrong. I'm very aware of that. All right. Oh yes, yes. This is what I was looking for. So this mod has like this like upper area of Riften, which is really cool. Solid. See if I can get over this without falling. There we go. Pretty awesome. And performance-wise, we are getting about 100 FPS. And oh, actually, I did not test out the SR exteriors mod. And it should work the same way leaving. So let's go ahead and leave Riften and see what happens here.
20 gold coins and all this could be yours.
Man, what is going on around here? Everyone's just yelling at each other. Yeah, so see right here. As you exit, no loading screens. Absolutely awesome. Now, like I said, unfortunately, you need a graphics card with quite a bit of VRAM. And the minimum is probably like 20. So most graphics cards won't be able to run that mod. But it's as easy as just turning it off in the settings when you do the installation process. Alright, so here we are pretty close to Fort Greymore, and I just want to show you guys some of the armors. This is the Daedric armor set in the game. The Daedric sword and a Dawnbreaker. Looks pretty solid. And then some other things I want to show you guys is some of the menu system. So looks like I got a level up here. This is your menu system though. And there's the level up here. That's going to take you to your skills, and there's custom skills. Go ahead and check some of that out here. And it does look like, from what I can tell, that these are your standard skill trees, but there's a ton of different skills that have been added to these skill trees, as you can see. Like, this is honestly crazy. Like, what was that first one? The destruction. Look at destruction. This is just wild. So if you want to do like a magic character, that would be actually probably a good idea. It does look like these are the most extensive skill trees if you did a magic character. And then same thing with all these. You can tell that they've added just a ton of different skills. Pretty wild. And then if we go to tab again, and then we go up one more here to this custom skills. Going to bring up this custom skill tree. Got Expedition, Academia. Oops. Did not mean to do that. I'm trying to just show you guys all of them. Let me see if I can do that with the arrows. Okay, here we go. Academia, Stances, Companion, Excavation, Lichdom, Dragonborn, and Vigilant of Stendar. So let's go check out this one here, the Stances. This is your Stances menu, and I do have one perk. Go ahead and add it here. Yeah, and look at all these different things you can do. So this is where you got like those Stances menus. You got the Way of Barbarian, Way of the Knight, Way of the Blade, Way of the Warrior, and let's see what else we got going on here. Way of Assassin, Way of the Crusader, the Way of Death. Crazy. Really cool stuff. What's this one? Way of the Fist. That one was not populating the words there. But anyway, there's a bunch of different custom skill trees as well. So you could spend quite a bit of time in this Nolvus modless. Alright, let's go run in here, get a little combat going. Huh, interesting. The music didn't change. There we go. I did spawn in a little extra health for this. Oh man, this guy is... We gotta get out of here. This is the boss. Whoa! He somehow disarmed me. How the heck did he do that? Wow. I've never seen that before. I don't even know how he did that. Gotta get him. Oh, he disarmed me again. What the heck? There we go. Finally got him. He had disarmed me twice. I don't even know where my other sword went. I don't see it. Alright, well, we might as well just kill these guys with one weapon here. There we go.
Call yourself a warrior?
There's a bunch of them in here, and the music did finally change, I noticed. Alright, well, we can do this with the Dawnbreaker. No problem. She does not want... What? I got disarmed again. And that's really annoying. Where did my Dawnbreaker go? Huh. Interesting. I'm sure there's a perk so I don't get disarmed, but that is weird. I got disarmed 3 different times. It's just me and you, bud. Stop that. Got him. And there's your enhanced blood graphics, as well as the different like mod for the gore and everything. I think there's like some kind of dismemberment mod in this. Huh. There's still one more. I don't see him. Oh, there's my sword. That was weird. I don't think I've ever encountered a mod where you get disarmed from your weapons. Let's see what this guy has. Might as well take his nice sword. And the Albert Journal. Oh, here we go. They're outside. Oh no. Oh man, I lost my sword again. Alright, I guess we just gotta use our fists. I lost both weapons again. That is really annoying.
You cannot even conceive of the power I wield.
Alright, I can't get this guy with just my fists. Where did my sword go? Huh. That is incredibly annoying. I don't know where any of that stuff went, but I guess we'll use this guy's, like, big sword. Get back here. The music went away. What? Oh, that was kind of weird. What was going on there? That was a little glitchy. They conjured the Grummy Swamp Beater. Definitely gonna need that. Let's see what this guy's got. Ooh, some different... I keep trying to hit click to take. Alright, some different robes and whatnot. So anyway, there you go. That's some of your combat. And then, like I said, double tap on the alt is roll. And then hold alt is run. And you've got your different moves and whatnot. Like, wow, this is a cool sword. Yeah, really cool, like, animations. They actually changed a lot of the animations in this, in the stable release. Let's do that again. Oh, that is cool. Gotta love it. And just for fun, let's actually, I don't know where my 2 swords went, worse, but let's just spawn those in again and see if we can do some of the animations with those as well. Okay. Oh, I had the Daedric sword. I forgot I didn't equip it. Now I have 2. But anyway, here is... There we go. Dual swords. Looks like I really only had those really cool animations with the... Oh, there we go. I had to do a couple different clicks. So there's your new sword animations. Pretty awesome. Definitely makes Skyrim combat a lot more modern age. So yeah, pretty solid. And I actually really like the animations. I know a lot of people in the last version, the beta, were saying that they did not like the animations. I'm actually a pretty big fan of these new animations. I think they look pretty awesome. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. If you guys have any questions or any mod lists that you'd like me to check out, let me know down below in the comments. I'll be doing some more mod list reviews as well as some PC tips and tricks. So if any of that kind of content interests you, consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, have a wonderful day.